folks. This is Jason Fisher with Fisher Gaming, and we are continuing the story of Zoe Morgan. And we are almost through with the story arc of the Solanae Dyson Sphere. And we are going to do our last one, surface tension. Recent events have underscored the threat posed by the Undine, the native species of fluidic space. These aliens have infiltrated galactic powers, including the Federation, by using their shape-shifting and telepathic abilities in an attempt to form a united front against this threat. We have called a summit to discuss the means by which the various governments of the Alpha and Beta quadrants can detect and neutralize the Undine presence. The location for the talks will be in the Julian Dyson Sphere. Control of this site is currently under dispute by the Federation, the Klingon Empire, and the Romulan Republic. However, I believe that access to the sphere should be a secondary concern of the threat of the Undine. Your experience in the field may prove to be valuable perspective, as well as a moderating influence. Please attend as a representative of the Federation. But I'm Klingon. Oh well. And we got a choice of a lot of different things going here. So I'll accept that. Usual shortcut. Begin surface tension.
Last time on Star Trek Online.
We are fighting a war on multiple fronts. We have to consider the Borg, the Undine, and the Romulans, as well as the Klingons.
I see now my deception has been exposed. Starfleet has lost too many ships and too many good men and women to a fight we now know was caused by Iconian and Undine influence.
Is that...
An Iconian gateway? Yes, I believe it is.
Into the gateway, now!
Are all those markers Iconian gateways?
Sir, we've been scanning the gateways. The monitors on the bridge are all showing an Omega.
Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. We are within the Solanae Dyson Sphere, a spherical structure built around a star.
We now know why the sphere generates vast amounts of Omega particles. It is designed to use those particles as fuel to jump to any area of space.
It now appears that the Jenolan sphere had the same jump capabilities as the Solanae, and moved to this location.
You're not Cooper.
We will repel the Undine, and survive to warn the Alpha Quadrant of the renewed threat. The Undine are a threat to us all. I propose a summit. We must decide together what we must do to protect the Alpha Quadrant. Our disputes may need to be put aside in the face of a greater enemy.
And now, the continuation.
Alright, here we go.
Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. I will admit that I did not expect to be here with Voyager again. It is agreeable. Thank you for agreeing to attend this conference and supporting my position on the Undine. However, reaching a consensus today will be difficult. Many different agendas will be represented here today. I will speak to you in person shortly. Tuvok out.
Welcome to the Janolan Dyson Sphere. Please beam down to these coordinates.
Okay. Alright. Speak with Captain Corin.
It is good to see a fellow warrior of your stature. While I find the Federation's insistence on conferences and committees to be tiresome, at least we're here and might be able to finally accomplish something. I expect this will be a boring affair punctuated by a great deal of posturing. The sooner it is over with, the sooner we can return to defending the Empire.
Lead on, Captain. Might as well. Mr. Tuvok, here you are.
I am gratified to see the Klingon Empire recognizes the importance of this conference. It is time that we reached an equitable position with regard to the threat posed by the Undine. I would recommend assisting your ambassador while we complete our final preparations. The talks will begin shortly.
Okay. Speak with Ambassador Strauss, who is right here.
The Federation is too busy with bureaucracy to begin promptly. How typical. Consider this an opportunity to see to the Empire's interests in this venue.
What does the Empire require? Take care of the following issues.
Talk to the other delegates and intimidate the other attendees in order to ensure they take the Klingon commitment to this war seriously.
Strauss, you're a good guy, but intimidation's not exactly what ambassadors are supposed to do.
Take this opportunity to look for distinctive devices and scan Janolan Sphere technology.
Understood. Alright, talk with the other delegates. Federation delegate, or Ferengi delegate. Cardassian delegate, and scan the Julian Sphere technologies. Okay. Alright, look for sparklies. Take care of the... We'll take care of all the scans first. There it is. Now we'll talk to all the people. Talk to Aaron Garrick.
I have to say, I'm quite
Garrick,
surprised at how smoothly this conference is proceeding. We've all been here for some time, and not a single gunfight has broken out. How encouraging. This conference may represent a new opportunity for the people of 3 quadrants.
It is unlikely the Cardassian Union has much to contribute. Even the Bajorans were ultimately too much of a challenge for the military. Oh, okay.
An interesting opinion. And tell me, how is your quarrel with the Federation going? I don't seem to recall seeing the Imperial Klingon standard flying over the ruins of Starfleet Command the last time I visited Earth. It's true, Cardassia has suffered some reversals in the past. That said, the warrior who considers us defeated is a foolish warrior indeed.
As you say, strength in numbers won the Dominion War, and it can work again when the Undine challenge us. Okay. Oh, the Ferengi, and it's Rom.
This conference could be an excellent opportunity for profit. If the Federation, the Klingons, and the Romulans can all agree on something, it could open the door to new trade agreements, shipping routes, and technology deals.
Just remember that in the event of a war, the Klingon Empire may be forced only to honor its commitments to other warriors.
What's that supposed to mean exactly?
If the conference fails, the likelihood of open conflict increases. If your ships aren't prepared to fight, then they need to stay out of the way.
The preliminary tasks are complete. You should speak with Admiral Tuvok again.
The delegates have all arrived. The presentation will begin shortly. You have some time to familiarize yourself with the other ambassadors and their positions. I suggest that you do so.
Okay. Speak with the Zindi.
The Zindi are here to support Admiral Tuvok's call for cooperation. We know what tragedies befall a people who are being manipulated by outsiders, as we once were. The Undine's lies and manipulation remind us of the Sphere Builders, whose deceptions led us to make one of the greatest mistakes in our history. There are 5 races on my world. We all know reaching a consensus can be difficult, but the Zindi are living proof that if we put aside animosity, our differences can make us stronger.
Well, thank you kindly.
The Federation's position is quite clear. We believe the only way to safeguard the future of the Alpha and Beta quadrants is for all the galactic powers to behave as reasonable entities and work together to oppose those who would threaten our worlds. It doesn't matter if that threat comes from the Undine, the Borg, or the Iconians. The response is the same.
That was unexpectedly brief. Thank you, Ambassador. I want to get the last ambassador before I get my own. Datan!
Thank you for greeting me. I'm always pleased to meet with our allies in the Klingon Empire. I trust that the Republic will be able to take a leadership role in studying this sphere. The extensive knowledge we've gained from the Solanae sphere should give us an advantage here. And, after all, the gateway that leads to both of these spheres is in Republic space.
That's not exactly the thing I needed to decide here. What about the Undine?
Yes, the Undine. Very interesting. My security advisors have been looking over the data, and we are all very curious to hear what you and Admiral Tuvok have to say on the matter.
There is a podium set aside for the Romulan delegation.
I can already see this will be a most tedious event. If you have any influence whatsoever with any of the other delegates, be sure to underscore the fact that the Klingon Empire will consider anyone who does not act against the shapeshifter threat as a co-belligerent.
Thank you, Ambassador.
You've spoken with representatives of all of the delegations. You should return to Admiral Tuvok.
We are almost ready to begin. Will you complete the final preparations for the conference while I speak to Captain Sean? After that, your assistance in encouraging everyone to take their seats would be appreciated. I must join the Federation delegation.
Understood. I'll finish the preparations and then direct people to their seats. Get to your seat. Okay.
Ah, it seems the time has come at last. Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome, Chancellor. Oh, this is tedious.
I was just going. Don't rush me.
Thank you for taking your seat. Not all Bajorans are like that, by the way. Tell delegate to be seated.
Oh, yes, I will take my seat.
Thank you.
I suppose we can begin.
Thank you for taking your seat.
You can start the presentation from the control console.
All right.
The Undine represent a clear and present danger to not only the Federation, but also the Klingon Empire and Romulan Republic. The damage done here by a mere handful of ships is clear evidence for the need for cooperation.
With respect, Admiral, the Romulan Republic is quite capable of leading exploration and security measures here, just as we have led efforts to secure the Solanae sphere. My militia...
I find it interesting that the Federation suddenly has concerns about the Undine now. Where was the Federation when the Empire discovered Undine infiltrators in the Alpha Quadrant? Or is the Federation only interested now the Undine threatens something you want?
Given the exceptionally complicated nature of such...
Ambassador, given what we now know, that was a mistake. The Empire recognized the Undine threat years ago. We didn't.
You admit you are wrong?
The evidence provided by Admiral Tuvok and his team is sound.
Thank you, Captain Sean. However, dwelling on past mistakes will not solve the problems of the present.
Our fleet stands ready to protect both spheres from the Undine.
The Undine can wait. We have more important business to discuss. Who owns this sphere? I represent a consortium of businessmen on Ferenginar. We are prepared to invest significant venture capital into transforming this sphere into a vacation destination to rival Risa. I have a proposal of 500,000 bars of... What's that?
Tuvok to Voyager. Report.
They're setting a course for the gateway.
The Undine? What do they want?
Unknown. Direct to Lisette. Track their course.
Enterprise to Captain Sean. We're receiving a distress signal from Earth's space dock.
Sean to Federation Fleet. Red alert. Prepare for immediate departure.
The Federation is our enemy, but the Undine attack like assassins in the night.
We will crush the Kamikuv!
A significant Undine force is headed for the Sol system. Although our people are no longer allies, will you sit idly by while others fight against the Undine? They must be stopped.
Beam up and follow the Undine fleet to Earth.
Species 8472 has already boarded Earth space dock. Once we are through the gateway, we must render assistance as soon as possible.
Alright, here we go. Alright, we got cutscene after cutscene. I mean, they're important to the story, but they could sometimes be a little tedious.
I am picking up several distress calls from across the system. Curious. There are fewer Undine vessels than we witnessed using the gateway.
Any word from Starfleet Command?
Negative. The subspace relay booster network appears to be offline. I am reading Undine ships attacking Earth space dock, as well as attacks on the lunar colonies and the orbital habitat on the far side of Earth.
We need to split our forces if we're going to stop the Undine in multiple locations.
Agreed. Enterprise will clear the area around the lunar colonies.
Understood. We'll head towards space dock.
Fine. Jirok and I will clear the far side of the planet.
Good hunting. Man, she didn't seem
Enterprise will set course for Luna.
The Fortescue and the Lisette will lead the fight on the far side of Earth.
Earth is one of the most secure planets in the Federation. An attack this bold is
My ship is operational. We will fall in and help you make a drive for the space dock.
Thank you very much. I didn't want to do that, but might as well.
Sol will not be safe as long as Species 8472 vessels remain in the system. Earth's space dock is taking severe structural damage.
Okay.
If we do not hurry, Earth's space dock may be destroyed.
Go. says Task Force 2. USS Rhode Island. I think that's Kim's ship.
Undine ships are still present. Our work here is not complete. There are still Undine ships in the system. We must eliminate them.
Okie doke. There we go.
Tethys Dreadnought, inbound.
The Undine on the other side of the planet were no match for Klingon warriors.
I hope you're right about that. I think I'm
Lunar colony secured.
We will put an end to this together.
Dreadnought. Yeah, the Undine, that teleport thing that they've got going is kind of annoying.
Is that a Klingon transponder signal? As if this could get any worse. There are Undine hunting parties on Earth's space dock. We're fighting them, but if you're willing to help, we could use it.
The Federation has no right to your assistance, but I am requesting it anyway. You have fought the Undine. They are enemies of the Empire. Do you want to let them win now?
This is an honorable thing to do, but do not forget this. We won't.
Go! Show them how a real warrior fights. The Empire will spill the blood of every one of those foul shapeshifters. And if our blades save helpless Starfleet officers from oblivion, so be it. Don't let an Undine leave this system alive!
Okie doke.
The boarding parties on Earth's space dock should be our main concern. The Undine will be attempting to cripple Starfleet operations, gain valuable data, and capture ranking officers. We cannot afford to allow them to succeed. I am prepared to beam down immediately. Your assistance will greatly improve our chances of success.
Alright, let's beam down.